Coffee is often credited with a variety of health benefits, and some of these claims are backed by scientific studies. Coffee contains over 1,000 bioactive compounds, many of which can positively affect the human body. Some beneficial compounds found in coffee, antioxidants, protect the body from oxidative stress and free radicals that damage cells, have anti-inflammatory effects, and support immune function. Chlorogenic acid, one of the most powerful polyphenols in coffee, offers antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and blood sugar lowering properties, helps stabilize blood sugar levels, and improve insulin sensitivity. Terpenes have liver protective and anti-cancer effects, mainly found in unfiltered coffee. Examples of coffee's potential benefits: rich source of antioxidants, may improve brain function, may reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases, may enhance focus, mood, and reaction time, may stimulate metabolism and fat burning. Coffee may lower the risk of type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, cirrhosis, stroke, depression. But let's be honest, we are all prone to finding 1,000 reasons to justify the things we enjoy, even if deep down we suspect that may not be good for us. Sometimes we even convince ourselves they are healthy. That's exactly where the coffee industry's marketing comes in, through emotional advertising and pseudo-scientific studies, often funded by the industry itself. An illusion of health benefits is created. This makes it easy for us to drink coffee in large amounts and in many forms, guilt-free. So what is this really? Self-deception or trap set by a multi-billion-dollar industry? We don't consume caffeine in isolation. We drink a mix of over 1,000 compounds, both helpful and potentially harmful. Harmful compounds found in coffee. What you should know. Acrylamide. Acrylamide is a chemical compound that forms during the roasting of coffee beans, especially in the early stage of the process. It is a potential carcinogen and may negatively affect the nervous system, liver, and kidneys. The highest levels are typically found in instant coffee and beans with a light to medium roast. Furan. Furan is a volatile compound also formed during roasting. It's considered potentially carcinogen and is found in higher concentration in espresso or capsule coffee. Mycotoxins. These are toxic substances produced by mold that can contaminate coffee beans during poor storage or transportation. The most concerning is ochratoxin A, which is neurotoxic and damaging to the liver. The risk is higher in cheap instant coffee, low-quality capsules, or when storage conditions are compromised. While roasting destroys some of the toxins, it doesn't eliminate them completely. Artificial flavoring, flavored coffee adds an extra burden on the liver and kidneys and can trigger allergic reaction or irritate the digestive tract. Many popular coffee chains use artificially flavored blends to expand their flavor option and attract more customers. These additives often mask poor quality beans or defects, while giving the illusion of a premium taste. Top 5 possible negative effects of regularly drinking flavored coffee: headaches and allergic reaction, irritation of the gastrointestinal tract, toxin built up with frequent consumption, especially if the liver or kidney are under stress, increased appetite and potential weight gain, additional strain on detox organs over time. The biggest myth about coffee, that is energize and give us strength. We think we feel more awake, focused, and upbeat after a cup. But in reality, it's an illusion, a stress response triggered by caffeine. Caffeine blocks the receptors responsible for fatigue and suppressed appetite. What's really happening? Caffeine doesn't actually give energy. It forces the body into a state of emergency. Your adrenal glands release a surge of adrenaline, which can lead to imbalance in the kidneys, liver, or brain, kick-starting adrenal fatigue over time. Chronic high adrenaline levels place a serious burden on the liver, like pouring salt on an open wound. The body operates in overdrive, without time to recover. This mimics the fight or flight stress response, an evolutionary survival mechanism. The brain essentially takes off on adrenaline. Blood flow increases, brain vessels dilate. Glucose is rapidly released from the liver, feeding neurons. Dopamine and norepinephrine activated, sharpening senses and reaction time. Your heart beats faster, your breathing quickens, and blood is redirected away from your digestive organs toward your muscles and brain. But this is survival mode, not real sustainable energy. You are not recharging, you are burning through your reserves. Burnout, anxiety, constant fatigue, and hormonal imbalances. These aren't coincidences. They are direct consequences. Then comes a crash. What happens to your body a few hours after drinking a cup of coffee? Fatigue, irritability, sleepiness, the adrenal glands are drained. The brain is low on dopamine and serotonin. The body craves more caffeine and thus begins a vicious cycle of caffeine dependence, keeping the body in chronic stress every single day. Caffeine has a half-life of up to 6 hours, meaning half of it is still in your bloodstream hours later. This can lead to panic attacks, heart palpitations, and poor sleeping quality. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens the immune system and worsens existing health conditions. Eventually, you might find yourself in a doctor's office, unaware that your symptoms started with what seems like a harmless habit, coffee. This is a gradual, cumulative process. Fatigue, anxiety, insomnia, and low energy may not be signs of illness, but symptoms of chronic stimulation and burnout. The body uses an enormous resources, enzymes, vitamins, minerals, to neutralize and flush out caffeine and adrenaline. If coffee is consumed regularly, it leads to nutrient depletion and impaired absorption of essential nutrients. Coffee increases stomach acid production, which can cause heartburn, stomach pain, irritable bowel syndrome symptoms. Coffee is a strong irritant to mucous membranes and disrupt gut microbiome balance. If you still choose to drink coffee in the morning, at least avoid doing it on an empty stomach. Caffeine is also a diuretic. It stimulates the kidney to excrete more fluids, leading to dehydration and potential formation of kidney stones. That's why coffee is not recommended for people with any kidney conditions. Quitting morning coffee can lead to temporary withdrawal symptoms. Top 5 symptoms that may occur when you skip your morning coffee: headaches, irritability and mood swings, anxiety, poor concentration, fatigue and drowsiness, muscle stiffness or soreness. There may also be psychological dependence. Many feel they can't wake up without their morning coffee. This creates a ritual attachment, less about physiology and more about habit and routine. To answer the question, how much coffee do I drink? I have about 2-3 cups a month. I have overcome my caffeine addiction and cut coffee out of my daily routine. What about you? How much coffee do you drink? Let me know in the comments.